Now, I know we've never talked about MVP here before, but I'm assuming most of you know what it is. If you don't know what it is, we'll go over it very quickly right now. Your MVP is your minimum viable product. And so this stands for whenever you got an idea and you want to test your value proposition, you're going to want to display your value proposition in the most simple way possible. So it's pretty much your product without all the fluff, all the features, just the core value proposition at its most rudiment, at its most basic. And if you get some traction from that, you found product market fit, which means that your product fits the market and you're ready to now build a product that is a lot more complex. But before you hit the MVP that gets traction, you're going to want to avoid all the fluff that comes with features, design, and everything. You're just going to want to test the core of your idea as simple as possible. And you're trying to define your value propositions in a nice way. It's not an easy task at all. One thing is, I'd like to encourage us to make money by providing value. It's one of my core beliefs. You don't have to agree with this belief, but the fact is, drop shipping, everything that is related to scamming, crypto, pumps, there's no doubt that you can make money that way. There's a million ways you can make money online. But are you actually providing value in the economy? Are you actually, or you're just taking a product and selling it for more than it's worth and taking a cut, right? One of my core value is to generate money and wealth by innovating, by creating something that doesn't exist or that existed, but I made it a lot better and I get rewarded economically for that. It's just something I care about. Then again, if you're doing drop shipping, I have nothing against what you're doing. Even if you're scamming, I don't really condemn you. But I just feel like in the grander scheme of things, God or whatever you want to call it, would reward somebody that innovates a product that helps people's life more than somebody in a scam call center. That's just my belief. So I hope you guys are pushing your limits to create something cool, something useful. Uh, we'll do the same on this side here. Something that comes to my mind right now is game plans. I had a mentor in Quebec here where I live in Quebec, Canada. We have a mentoring program where it's free and they associate business people that were successful with new entrepreneurs to guide them. And I remember my mentor used to always tell me, what's the next steps? What's the game plan right now? And as an entrepreneur, it's kind of hard to define your next steps very clearly. And actionable steps that you could do if you put your head down. If your next step is get 10,000 followers, that's not a very actionable step. You're going to have to break that down into actions that you believe will bring you to 10,000 followers. And so game plans can also be divided in different game plans. For example, let's just take the drop shipping example because we just talked about it. If you were to have a drop shipping website, you'd want to have your product category game plan, your marketing game plan, and divide these categories into like 4 or 5 major game plans that all together bring the success of what you're trying to accomplish. And then have specific goals, have goals with every plan. If you're watching content 12 hours a day, you're not moving that much in your life, let's say. But I feel like there's potential for an application that you would spend 12 hours on a day and you would be moving in both wealth and health, where it does seem like watching content can give you information about wealth and health, but doesn't really take care of everything else about putting it into practice. So that's the type. That's really the problem we want to tackle at Bender. Kind of reimagine how the internet is being used for collaboration. We're starting step by step. So yesterday was a nice step for us. It's a big mountain, a lot of mountains after that. We believe we can do it. Average person stays alive about 80 years old. So if I'm lucky, I got another 50 years. Figure it out. And my last 10 years, I've spent a lot of time thinking, trying to find the perfect idea. And nowadays, after not moving too much for 10 years, trying some projects but not going really far, it took me a while to understand the beauty of learning by trying and just trying stuff even if I'm not sure of what I'm doing. And discovering ideas that way. Watching content is not super helpful. If you're really paying attention and you're taking notes, you'll get some knowledge out of it, but knowledge is really nothing without the ability to execute it. So I really believe the future belongs to applications that are beyond content and user-generated content. I think it really belongs to application that match people together in real time and create structures to help the discovery process of who you're going to connect with. I'm also a big believer in Web3 and DeFi. I really believe in the future, social currencies are going to be a big thing where you're going to be able to invest in people directly and their content.
You look so sweet and you're so